Okay. Uh, Hello and welcome, everybody. Uh, this is the final week of our June session of Sovereign of the Seas, and with me tonight is Bannerberger. We are going to be doing the commentary for many of the matches, including the loser bracket final, the winner bracket final, and the grand final. So, how are you feeling, Banner? Feeling
I'm
excited?
feeling, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Looking forward to seeing what everyone's bringing forward to the final round, into eliminations.
Right. So, what ships have you been grinding this past week?
Right. Past week, I've been playing. Well, I've got a Donskoy. I'm getting the Donskoy up, so working towards Nevsky. It's quite fun. I think I've got Zara going. I think I've done the Edinburgh, and played a few other ships as well. Playing my Worcester, getting ready for FDR, so I know how to shoot down all the planes hopefully. So hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, just quite a few different things.
Right.
Seems like we lost you for a second, but you're back
Yeah,
now.
I'm sorry about that. Traditional crappy internet, but
But now that we've got that over with, we'll hopefully not have any more problems. So.
well, we will have problems. That's part of the whole thing. But let's get ready to rumble. So we're about to get underway, and I'm excited to try out some new tech and hopefully do a bit of on-screen illustrations to better make my points. Let's see how this one goes. So, talk us through the lineups of these two ships, of these two teams.
Right, so I think they're still getting ready, but we're seeing a Roma actually. That's a bit of a surprise in the sense that we've been slanted for the past while. And Icarus being brought in instead instead of Fisher and Lepanto as well. Actually, quite a well, not the typical standard from FRV, but hopefully they can make it work. And then is the New Orleans being played? Do you think?
I don't know whether that's
No,
a diversion.
No, he switched to shores. That's the yeah. So I think the Windy team is bringing the more expected lineup in terms of what we've been seeing the last few weeks with the Atlantico, the German BB, the Fischer, and then typically the Shores or some other cruiser.
So, Shores, Atlantico, Freddy, and Pushin up against a Roma, Lepanto, Shumfon. Stanislaus has finally switched from his Russian cruiser into the Shumfon, and we see Kaspax, who favors the Pan-Asian cruiser, switching to a Russian one. That is interesting.
It looks like they're going to be head to head in C, so unless they move away, but.
So we have battleship and a DD spawning at A. The Russians are making a straight-on advance. They're going to put this cruiser at C, and what he's going to try to do is set up a kiting position somewhere around here. Maybe he caps, maybe if the opportunity isn't there, he will back out of there. But what he will certainly do is he will try to make as much of, waste as much time as possible for the enemy. Meanwhile, we see Lepanto and Palisade in his push-on advancing towards B, and we're about to see some action going down here. The Lepanto will spot the Atlantico, courtesy of the push-on, and that's where we'll see our first salvos go off. Meanwhile, Big Dave is in a situation. He's facing a Freddy, and he's firing Ichi. Sets a fire on the Freddy, who doesn't put it out, and Dave now has to back away. Let's take a look at our cruisers. Meanwhile, they're busy, engaging each other and trying not to get killed.
Yeah, definitely, because the Shores definitely has the guns to take out the Shrimpon. The Shrimpon definitely has the torps, so neither of them really wants to expose himself too much. We could see some salvos being exchanged there. Meanwhile,
I think FRV have a game plan here where Dave is consistently using HE, and he's, I think, trying his best. He's switched to AP now.
I've got to interrupt you. Look at C with Palestine flanking the Shores.
Yeah. Interesting position there. Oh, thank you for that. That was really well done by Palisade. And now FRV have a huge advantage. They've got 2 caps that they don't need to worry about. Those, at least C is locked out. B can still be contested. Payback needs to disengage and run away as quickly as he can. I'm not sure he will be able to. Yep, B goes down. And now let's see how Dave fares.
The Freddy is fairly low, but he should be able to get some of his health back if he's under direct for the moment. But they've got the 2 caps.
A fairly low Freddy is still more than a match for a Roma, so I wouldn't be too worried if I was the Freddy player. His name, by the way, is Pasha.
Yeah, it looks like the Roma's going down. Big Dave's going to go down in a sec.
Yeah, Dave will go down, and now the green team has choices. Do they engage this cruiser and DD here, or does the DD disengage, run all the way down and try to cap A? I'd say engage everything here. The Shumfon is no match for an Atlantico and a charging Freddy. And there's not much a Fusion can do to those massive ships either.
The BBs should be able to take B, especially with an Atlantico. I mean, there's nothing, or and Freddy, there's nothing that can stand up to that coming into B at the moment. Ooh, the DDs though.
The DDs can't torpedo each other. They both have deep water torps. A Parasite taking a chunk of damage. And let's see if Pala goes down. As predicted, Stan is withdrawing. He's abandoned B completely. There's not much he can do by staying and fighting, but maybe he can take down the Pusher. Yes, he does. Now, again, more choices. Does he turn back and try to take out one of the BBs, possibly this Freddy here? Or does he disengage and go cap A?
Don't think he's got enough time to cap A. I think he has to re-engage, otherwise I think they lose on points.
Right now, Angry Turtles with 2 of the caps, and I was a little premature in saying that FRB have locked down 2 caps when clearly that wasn't the case. Good comeback from them after losing a ship that quickly. They've come back pretty well.
Yeah, and I don't think the Chimpon can do very much. Ideally, he'd like to go for the Freddy, but there's no way he's going to be able to get there. And there we go. Windy takes it.
All right, so I will be sending you the schedule so you can quickly check and see which match we will have next. Here's the stream schedule.
I think we go to 2.1. So we go to the winner of Brought by Windy and SR and SS, and the winner of Cells and the Bananas. So whichever of those 4 teams have made it through.
Okay. Let's see what lies in store for us. All right. Meanwhile, so what are your thoughts about that Pan Asian cruiser that you brought?
Which one, sorry?
The Pan Asian cruiser. I know you're fascinated with that one these days.
What, towards the Jinan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's very strong, to be honest. I think the Torps. I mean, there's not much more to say, to be honest. The Torps. Now I've not played it myself, so well, at least not the higher tiers. So it's hard to comment too much. But the Torps seem to have relatively long range and hit like a truck. So I think it's quite easy to quite easy. You can get very, very high damage games in it, and I've seen some crazy plays with it. I also think, I don't know, it seems to be most people who are run into playing it tend to play it a very similar way, in the sense they come in towards you a bit, smoke, turn as they torp, all the torps on one side, then turn around and shoot everything else on the other side, and then kind of run off again, all while firing a bit and then going dark. But I think
Exactly.
it's pretty strong.
I mean, I think, the damage numbers that I'm seeing with Jinan players, I think this ship is ripe for a nerf.
I think so, just because I think it should be able to get very good scores, but I think it's like, but I think it should require a little bit of skill at least to be really hitting those at least consistently. Whereas at the moment it seems that sometimes it's a bit too easy to get damage. That also is perhaps due to their opponents not knowing how to deal with it properly. It is easy to punish, in the sense you can do good damage, but at least when I've been playing cruisers, even though I might be able to get half its health down, when it kind of turns around to torp, it's still able to escape. So you can't quite finish it off in one go.
Exactly. My analysis exactly. What I do think is that there are certain weaknesses. I mean, I sent you that a video where I took away 3/4 of a Jinan in one salvo. So that ship can be killed quite easily if it gives the enemy battleships broadside at the wrong time.
I mean, the way I treat it when I'm in a game, for example, especially with like randoms or whatever it is a little bit like Smolensk in the sense that as soon as I see it kind of broadside or whatever, I instantly target it, try and tell my teammates to focus it, because if you can land a few salvos on it and wipe it out in an instant, then it's out the game and you don't have to worry about it. Whereas if you let it go off again, and you lose track of it, then it can really cause some damage.
Yep. And have you seen any of those new Japanese cruisers yet? I haven't encountered any. I haven't even seen the Druid yet in game. I've watched a couple of videos, but I haven't encountered any in game myself. I'm curious about that one.
I've encountered both actually. I'll start with Druid because was it out first? I'm not sure. I've played a few more of them. Druid, it's very annoying to play against. I think that's the word. It's annoying, and especially as a cruiser player, the AP really hurts. And especially if I've been playing T10, I've usually been playing Worcester. It can be a bit annoying to really do that much damage to it, at least very quickly. But I've had one situation. I don't remember when, but he basically got himself stuck between two islands, and so I rushed him, and he had nowhere to run, and he was wiped out in about 5 seconds. But that's how it goes, right? So, I'd say it's more annoying.
It requires a lot of awareness to play, I think. But as you said, it can be annoying because it's bow tanking and it's such a narrow, small profile. It's really hard to hit.
Yeah, that's true. And
I can see a Minotaur player, really enjoying that duel, but in a booster, I can understand why you'd find it annoying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. And the smoke it's perfect for it in the sense that you get a lot of charges, even though it's not super long lasting. It works well, right? It's enough to disengage and get out of it. I think it's just good. It works well. It's a bit niche in that sense. I've seen a few videos on it, but I haven't played it, so I can't really say how it fares with like BDs, for example. But other than that, it seems it has its uses.
So we should be running into the second match shortly. It's going to be windy against Banana. So Doc has just messaged me, but let's see if we can invite any of the Bananas. Right.
So you were also asking about the new Japanese cruisers. I haven't played them too many times, so I can't say much. It did look, when I was playing one of the it seemed decent. I mean, I didn't really play too much. Obviously you can hit it quite hard. But the torps, I think, do a fair amount of damage. But I don't know. It doesn't seem, certainly not as strong as a Jinan, for example.
Did you experience it trying to kite, or was it trying to stay stationary? I mean, I know that ship is supposed to be, always put in kiting positions, and it has 360-degree turrets to make it HE spammer at all angles.
I think I was playing it on, I think it was probably the T8 one I was playing against on Haven earlier. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember. I remember it turning around, coming out behind islands and trying to torp a bit. But I wasn't engaged too much with it myself for very long, at least. So I can't really comment too much. But also, I think it's one of those, when you load up on the game, there's some ships you see and you instantly focus on, and they, instantly remember them and make sure you focus them, because they can have big impacts on the game. and that's not been one that I do that for at least up to now.
Yeah. I mean, as a cruiser player, you're more focused on, threats against you and your prey, rather than other cruisers, which are more like my prey.
Unless it's Smolensk, and then just target it.
Yeah. Unless you're, I mean, I have a Smolensk. I don't feel good about it when I do play it, but I can understand the hatred for it.
Yeah. Right, looks like we've got into the game. Different map this time.
Okay, thank you for telling me that we've gotten into the game. My internet, I believe, is still lagging.
All right,
I'm not in the game.
Right, so from Windy we see Minnesota and Atlantico, a Shumfon and a Fushun, and then from Bananas we see Minnesota and Atlantico, a Zara and a Fushun. So the change up with the cruisers. Right, and we see Fan in his Shumfon going very wide of the cap, probably going to try and get into flanking position and try and torp some of the BBs.
Yep. And we see the two DDs trying to engage and, trying to cap basically. The battleships, at least the Windy battleships, will form a line here, just using the island and trying to tank using the island. Let's see how this high-risk maneuver pays off for Windy. Can they target this Atlantico and take him out? Straight away we see WG in some sort of trouble here. He's on a double fire. He puts it out, and we see Fan using that opportunity to launch torpedoes. If they start floods, I think WG could be in some trouble. Anyway, he's taken a fire, and he's taken a couple of torps. That has started a flood. He's in trouble now. Double fire now. WG must be cursing the minute.
Yeah, Blaze took a few torps in his Atlantico from the enemy for sure, but yeah, WG goes down.
Now, what's the play here from UKRF? How do they recover from this point?
That's very difficult because they just can't compete to the cap anymore. I reckon try and take out the DD would obviously be good for starters, but I think what Windy have done very well is they flanked on the side, because we know that island there in the cap on the Banana side is very useful to stay in the camp and shoot, and they've managed to basically negate that advantage.
So we see the Shumfon, making full use of his guns, his torps, everything that he has at his disposal. Now, funnily enough, they're focusing the Zara and they're switching back to Lord Nelson. I think he'll be the next one to go down. I think UKRF are also let down a little bit by Chrissy Boy, who played too stationary for my liking.
Oh, I can agree with that.
He's in a fast cruiser. He should have, utilized his speed and fought either the Shumfon or Distortion and made use of his SAP rounds.
In an ideal scenario, he would have been off on the other side to take on Fan. But it's, as always with cruisers, it's you don't want to push out too much too early, because obviously can get focused and taken out very quickly. But yeah, I agree. It was just bit too late getting into the game.
So Windy making short work of UKRF. They move on to the next round, and UKRF drop into the loser bracket.
The good thing about the double elimination format is obviously they can come back, and we could have a chance at seeing them again and even winning. So good luck to them.
Now we see the winners bracket final, and we will stay with Windy, and let's see who makes it to face them from Potato Squad and Armada, and that other team that we saw, Angry Turtles. So where did you disappear?
Oh, thought we were moving on to a different game, but clearly we're still here.
The winner bracket final, man. It's going to be fun. I like how quickly these matches go by. We don't really have to, wait too long. That's one of the nicer things about this tournament. And the uncertainty where anything can happen. One mistake is enough to knock out your team. That's always fun.
Yeah, for sure. With only 4 ships, everyone makes it really count.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've perfectly described rank there. I would just add back that more than one mistake can cost you the game. But fast, don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Do we know who won in the first round between Potato Squad and IA?
You'd have to check the website. I am.
Well, that's fine. We'll see the surprises coming in. I think it was IA. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was IA who won that one.
I can go and check the website. It'll just take me half an hour to do it. Yeah, man. I'm overwhelmed with too many screens at the moment.
Things.
Yeah, especially since I've packed away all 3 of my better laptops in my luggage. So
So we're just waiting for the other rounds to finish off.
yeah, I mean, Windy made short work of this particular match, so we have to wait for the others.
Also think because of the way the map is, Cage is, that you get chucked at each other very, very early on, and it can happen very quickly like that. Whereas in something like Domination, if you're on opposite sides of the map, it might take a little bit longer to get through the entire team. It looks like Epicenter next.
Tacos. Yeah, Epicenter next. Now, how do you propose to take on a team like Windy, a well-drilled, very skillful team who know exactly what ships they're comfortable with? How do you think they will approach this, and how would you set up a team to beat them?
That's a very good question that I don't really have the answers to, but I can give it a shot. But I don't know, because based on what we've been seeing, I'm not sure necessarily that it's going to be decided on points. But it depends on if they're able to take each other out. Because there's only 4 ships, I think they will be able to. Sorry, what I was going to say. Basically, I think early on is don't worry too much about the zones. Focus on getting ships down. Because once you get a ship advantage, not only are you in a good position in terms of taking down other ships, but you're also going to just by default kind of get advantage in caps. So that's what I would focus on. Kind of the opposite to what we usually see in randoms, where it's more about capping. But in this, you can, if you lose a ship, then suddenly you can't contest caps anymore, and then
everything just falls apart.
Yeah.
All right. So, one thing I just remembered was that I am in charge of giving away 1,000 gold. For those of you watching the stream, that 1,000 gold will be through a lucky draw, a raffle. And all you need to do to enter is click the like button and then comment with your user ID and your server in the comment section. One of you guys will win 1,000 gold courtesy of Stormbird.
Very nice.
That excludes you, Banner. You don't get to enter. And sadly, I don't get to enter either.
Well, at least otherwise we'd all know who the winner would be. But
I've already announced that I've given the prize to myself on the Discord server, but that was all a joke. Of course. But it'd be nice to have 1,000 gold. That would be a couple of spins on the Druid crate, or maybe a spin on the Burgon. I mean, I genuinely regret not getting that ship when it came up earlier.
I think I'm just going to check now, but I think the crate is 900. So I mean, you get one spin, but that's 2%.
With my luck, I'd get boosters out of it.
Probably.
I always get boosters. I mean, I did win the Missouri with a free key when I first started playing this game. But in 3.5 years, that was just one time. I've not been too lucky with crates.
No, I can, yeah. I can relate to that. Don't usually get something. The way I do the kind of Sona spins is I'll do one spin, hope I get something. Usually don't, but I haven't got a ship at least. But yeah.
I mean, there are a few players who are, either exceptionally lucky or just blessed by wargaming. Dimebag of 617, he has got a Smolensk, a Friesland, a Shikishima, all from his first spin on the sonar speeds. So essentially, he paid 150 gold for these 3 awesome ships. Chorus got a really nice Italian cruiser. I believe it was a Napoli, the Tier 10 premium. and he got that for 50 gold as well.
So it proves that it can be done, but it's not purple, I'm afraid.
Okay, so this winner bracket final is a derby game between the two windy squads. This will be interesting. How do you see this one happening?
Well, I'm trying to remember from last week, so I think we did see this matchup as well. I don't remember who won exactly. I think it might have been the team on our left here, actually.
They're windy, and the other team is called Anti-Turtles.
Okay. But I don't know. Let's see. It looks like they've got similar lineups as expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do have similar lineups, but what will they do with those ships? That is the question.
I predict some flanking somewhere, probably by the Chimpons. Maybe others as well.
You're a tactical genius. If you see Shumpons, be ready for some crazy flanking.
Battle starts.
Of course. Yeah, and already you can see them peeling off to the sides. They're going both the same side actually, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And Caspax is going to run into... No, he's just narrowly avoiding Gleb. And both of these Shumpons will take a cross path and try to get behind enemy lines. But I don't know if it works in this particular scenario, especially because what you see on the sides is big battleships with immense range. So a Minnesota and a Freddy with guns pointed towards the Shumpons to intercept whatever the enemy is going to throw there. Both these teams are expecting the Shumpons to flank, so both of these teams are ready.
It is almost almost symmetrical at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's positioning. Both DDs don't want to be the ones pushing into the cap first.
Meanwhile, we see a battle of Shumpons coming out, and the first salvo by the Freddy falls short. Caspax is forced to retreat, and the Minnesota and the Atlantico will make full of use of this. They'll target Caspax, and I don't think he's long for this work. He will go quickly. Does he catch that torpedo? Well. There you go.
Now meanwhile both the DDs have gone into the cap, into the center side.
Now that the element of surprise has been spoiled, you see Fan withdrawing, and now he's going to cut inside and try to help the Fushun by taking down this enemy Fushun. How many torps will Corbin take? 4.
And they're now forced to kind of try and push it and get something going while they're down a ship.
And when you push, you open yourself up to torpedoes, you open yourself up to mistakes. And that's exactly what's happening here. Now, Gleb in serious trouble. He's being targeted by Distortion, he's being targeted by Shumfon, and even by Blaze in his Atlantico. So he has to keep withdrawing. He can't screen torps anymore. And what that does is it opens up the two battleships to massive damage from torpedoes. And I think we're about to see Pasha go down as well in the Freddy. So I think Brought by Windy have played an excellent game here. They've held their nerve, they've focused fire well, and I think they move on to the grand final rather comfortably.
Yeah, they're trying to take down Fan to get some kills back, but again, more torps coming in.
Not much he can do here, Corbin.
No. Well, we were saying before the game that once you lose a ship, it gets very, very difficult. And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I did say before the game that you were a tactical genius.
Well, we've seen the flanking several times now from these teams. So, especially in a Shimfon, so...
Does that change your mind about grinding the Shimfon?
Well, I'm planning on grinding it anyway. No, I don't necessarily think this... Well, you could probably do this in randoms as well to some extent. But I need to get to higher tiers to really see the potential. But from everything I've seen, it looks like a good ship.
I mean, I enjoyed playing the Shimfon when it first came out. I got it from the event, and I couldn't for the life of me work out how to play the Harbin initially. It was unlike any other cruiser that I played. But once I got the hang of it, the last 5 or 6 games I've done really well, and I think I've figured out how to do it now. You never stay stationary, and you always try to run away from big guns. That goes counter to every instinct in my body. I run into danger, not away from it, but this ship is built different.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of the rounds, are we going to the losers bracket now to watch some of the games?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you for reminding me. As you can tell, I've had one beer too many.
I think we're going losers bracket. I'm guessing round 3, if that's where we're at now.
3.1, yeah.
3.1, that's the one, yeah. So, no idea who's going to be in it. We'll see who comes up. Yeah, no, but about the running into danger, if only more battleship players had the same mindset, it would really help out sometimes. It's amazing how many people you see, I don't know, flanking wildly, staying back. I had one, I think it was earlier. We were playing, it was one of the epicenter maps, and it was like last minute, it was about 60 seconds left, and the BV had been sitting at full health, and he was starting to get shot at by a cruiser. I can't remember which one, but a light cruiser, not that dangerous. And he immediately said SOS, right, try and get some help or something. And I was just thinking, I mean, you're full health, he's not going to hurt you. There's a minute left. I don't really know what you're worried about. But, sometimes that's how it goes, right?
Oh, man. I mean, those type of players burn my blood. Not much that can be done about it. Still pisses me off, though. Okay, just to repeat, there's 1,000 gold giveaway here. All you need to do to enter the giveaway is press the like button and comment with your server and your user ID down below. And as soon as you do that, we will put your name in a raffle, and hopefully you win. So if you're interested in a chance to grab 1,000 gold, now's the time.
And potentially
This is open for everyone except Bannerburger. Right. What were you saying, Jeremy?
And yourself, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
That goes without saying.
Try and tempt your luck to try and get ships for 50 gold, as we've heard, then go ahead.
On Death from Above server, there's a guy called Corpy. He has a special trick to get ships from free keys and whatever. He says that his wife is a magician, and he never opens the crates himself. He always gets his wife to open it, and that guy has, or his wife has insane luck. She's gotten him a Saipan, an Enterprise, Shikishima, Ohio, Black Yamato, I believe, a Friesland, all of these out of free. And he keeps sending me screenshots of all of these. And I keep asking him if I can borrow his wife.
Yeah, that luck is, that's insane. I'd like to have some luck like that.
I did ask him if his wife had a sister who I could date, potentially marry, for the sake of free ships.
In terms of teams, I think we have, I think it's Bananas and Sails, I believe.
That's going to be a toughie. Sails versus Bananas. Close to call. I think we commentated on a match last week between these two teams. That was a really nice last-second match, if you remember.
I'll be honest, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to watch it back. Yeah, but definitely two good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And up for the chance of fighting one of the windy teams in the losers final, and then the other windy team in the grand final.
Oh wow. If you look at the sales channel right now, there's quite a party going on. Syncopa is streaming from his perspective, and there's Exorcist, there's Louis, Marillion, all of them are just standing by watching. Always a good.
Yeah, it's always nice, and that's what makes these events what they are, right?
Mm-hmm. And I love watching Syncopa's perspective and his gameplay, because he's rather unique among shot callers, that he takes a DD, and he's a brilliant DD player. He does the shot calling for a 7-17 playing a DD, which is all sorts of hectic.
Very much on the
and
front
he does
line
it
as well.
really well. Like, he's won Rule of the Waves doing this.
That's no, I've never, pulled it myself, but I can imagine. And it's, I'm busy enough with my own gameplay, but I can imagine it's quite a lot of a full-on job. So even especially for a DD. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have Belfast coming in instead of the Atlantica for sales.
And we see Exorcist making his debut in the sales team this time. That's awesome. That's brilliant to see. So this one is for a chance to play in the loser bracket finals against Angry Turtles. Let's see who takes this one. How do you see this one working out?
Well, I've noticed both the Lepanto and the Zara coming in, so that's definitely going to make the DD's life a little bit harder. But let's see.
Battle starts.
I don't know, maybe some flanking again. It's always a good strategy.
Yeah, just don't pick up the strategy and try to apply it in randoms.
Don't worry. There's enough people doing that already. Not very successfully, I must add. I don't need
a very interesting choice by Otopui to take a North Cal. That's, I say, interesting. I'm being polite. It's a strange choice. And Iowa and in North Cal, I would have favored something a little more precise. Perhaps a Kansas and a Minnesota. But these are better players than I am, so maybe they can make it work. Meanwhile, Storm, taking his favored Lepanto, he's trying to, and I know he's running a maxed out Cincinnati. What he wants to do is, take out the Icarus as early as possible. If he gets shots. So tense KG battle here.
Yeah, and then again,
Sail's taking two of the caps early on. And the North Carolina is edging in. He'll assist his team in getting the cap. So both teams are afraid of committing too early, and nobody's, as we predicted, flanking. Nobody's doing that really.
I think the Zoro has not yet revealed himself, unless I'm mistaken. So they're going to want to be careful, especially Syncopa, because he will come out.
Shots going out towards the Lepanto. He's managed to avoid most of the incoming fire. To be honest, the Iowa and the North Cal, two of my favorite ships, aren't really accurate ships either. So it might be better if they switch target to the Atlantico rather than the Lepanto. Exhaustus having to back away because, even in his smoke, he can take a hit or two from Lord Nelson.
Panther's still going off to Syncopa there in the TD. But the Iowa is getting, into range of the Fisherman, getting rushed by the Fisherman there, so he's going to need to be careful.
Is he getting into range of the Fushun, or is the Fushun getting into range of the Iowa? I mean,
a bit of both.
He can't really take out the Iowa at all, and the Iowa knows that the Fushun is there. He's avoiding a few of the torpedoes. Takes a flood, doesn't really matter. Now the Iowa can punish the Zara here. Let's see if he does that. Even if he doesn't, what Louis has done is to attract fire and attention, forced the cruiser and the DD out of position, forced the Lepanto to switch his guns around and abandon pursuit of the Icarus.
And got both
Meanwhile,
caps as well.
Yeah. if you look at Lord Nelson, he's taking a heavy beating. I don't know, he must have taken a couple of fires, must have taken some good big chunk damage from the North Cal. He's having to
Torps on the
withdraw
Lepanto.
and he's not even in cap. Ooh,
Some
Torps on the
great
Lepanto,
balls.
and
Great.
he takes quite a few of those. UKRF in all sorts of trouble. Let's see if they manage to come back from this. They're about 200 points down to 20 points down and almost down 2 battleships. Things aren't looking good for the Bananas.
Louis is about to go down, and there we go. But both their battleships are low health, so they're going to want to be careful.
And the North Cal is still full health.
And they've got a big points lead because they've been holding both center caps. There's only a minute 40 left.
And they're denying the third cap as well now. So no points coming in for UKRF at all. Ooh, if you look at that Atlantico, he is on a sliver of health.
More torps coming in.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Now he's gotten his health kit back. He's regenerating. He won't go down, but I think it's game over for UKRF. They've put up a valiant fight back, but Chrissy Boy is giving broadside at the wrong moment. Otipai will delete him in a salvo if he gets the right salvo. Even if he doesn't, all Syncopa needs to do is just survive. That's all.
Yeah.
Nelson goes down.
Lepanto taking more torps again.
And Syncopa taking out a Lepanto, a tier 6 DD, torping and taking out a tier 9 battleship and a battleship built to kill PDs. Wow. What an end to the game that was. Nicely played by Sails. They go through to the loser bracket final.
Got to say, that was very well played there. Managed to get control of the caps and just press them back.
This is the big match experience of all these veteran players of the game. O2P with some excellent movement there, even though he was hamstrung by not really a Tony ship, but he made it work. So we move on to the loser bracket final, which is going to be Sails versus
Angry Turtles?
Angry Turtles versus Sails, actually. So Angry Turtles will be at home.
Now, is that a best of 1 or is that best of 3 or what's the format?
It's one match only.
One match, okay.
So I've asked Stormbird to join us on voice. Let's see how soon he pops in.
It'll be interesting to get his perspective on the game.
I don't care about his perspective as much as I care about giving him some stick.
Of course.
While that is happening, let's check. Also, there are other prizes up for grabs today. There's highest damage in a tier 8 ship, a tier 7, tier 6, and of course a tier 9 ship as well. So a lot of people are entering that competition as well. Let's see how that one goes. There's 1,000 gold up for grab for each of those events, as well as the 1,000 gold giveaway that is happening on stream right now.
A lot of gold going off everywhere, and I'm guessing the based on the rankings of today, and the winners will also get gold as well. So it's all kicking off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gold being given away. There's a lot of ships and camos being given away as well. So a lot of prizes up for grabs tonight.
As well as bragging rights, obviously.
That counts for the most. Bragging rights are number one. Okay, so I have received an invite, but it is from in a random game, not in a training room. Yeah, there we go. Training room ready. Let me invite you. All right, come on in.
All right. Different map, domination this time. Sorry, what big race?
This will be an interesting one. Caspars just messaged me. Hello there, Storm. How are you?
Oh, how are you?
Not too bad. Hang on a minute. Please load up. Let me invite you into the game. You're our third commentator.
Yep, 2 texts just loading in.
Mm-hmm. And talk us through that painful loss.
It was a bit of a help, wasn't it? I'm not too sure what I'd have rather, lose the first or the second.
Okay. We're going to see a very, very interesting change here.
Right, come around.
We're going, for the first time in this tournament, we're going to see an Admiral Makarov. Now, yeah. Angry Turtles are going without a DD in this map. Alright, gents, let's ready up.
Right.
Storm, we seem to be losing you, man.
Off 2 seconds.
Is that Storm going or me?
Countdown.
Right, we'll just...
I'm.
Okay. Was that my internet connection or was that Storm's?
I think it's storms at the moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll clear up. Oh. Sounds a bit better.
Can't be worse than your internet connection.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
playing Lags Blitz at the moment, so...
So I used to play Call of Duty and my internet was so bad, it was like I used to be playing in screenshots rather than in like a proper game.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. The ships just stop, and then I have to think, where might they be eventually? And sometimes the hits won't register for another few seconds, or even the kills, right? So just trying to guess what happened. It looks like they're starting to ready up.
Mhm.
No, they've changed ship. We're not going to see an Admiral Makarov today. So Casper's going back to the shores instead of the Shumfon.
Storm, you need to disconnect your internet and reconnect them. Nobody can hear you.
Battle starts.
Okay, so Caspar is going back in the shores, and Gleb taking the Fushun. Pasha sticks with his Freddy, Corbin in the Atlantic. They're up against Iowa, Norcal, Belfast, and Icarus. Sails favoring speed over precision, and let's see if it pays off for them. This is a well-known map. Both of these teams have played this map thousands of times, probably in tournaments and skirmish. So they very well know how to deal with it. Now, Gleb engaging the Icarus straight up and also taking salvos from.
What happened with my internet?
But yeah. Now, Gleb will take a couple of torpedoes. It starts a flood, he damage cons, and I think he will disengage at this point. Or will he? He sends out torps, which Louis knows are coming. Let's see how many Louis chooses to take at this point.
Belfast is having a little brawl in the Federated Group.
Yeah.
Not at the ball game, yeah?
That's not a fight the Belfast wants to take, but he will take it because, that means he's keeping the Freddy busy.
Well, we know if he's going to play, so if anyone can do that with that belt, beat him.
I mean, the smarter thing would be to send Caspax in after the Belfast. Meanwhile, the Freddy can disengage and head towards, the bottom of B cap and make a stand, somewhere around here. Storm, I'm guessing what you're trying to say is that Sails need to push into B, but that is only a guess because I can't make out what you're saying. Meanwhile, Louis in some trouble. He's in a crossfire. He's taking shots from Atlantico, both primary and secondary weapons, and he's also facing massive fire from the Freddy, which takes solid chunks out of him every 30 seconds. And he's also lost a turret now. Will he damage con that, or will he back away? Now, the interesting thing to note here is that Sails are in control of all three caps. They're taking back 8, and Caspax is trying to take control of C. He's contesting the cap, but Exorcist is too clever to fall into that trap.
Freddy's been sailing all the way around the map, trying to finally reunite with the Atlantica, join forces.
Now, Syncopa has to make a desperate push here. Um, Corbin will know that those torps are coming. Does he choose to disengage? That is the question. It looks like he doesn't, and he will eat some, if not all, of those torpedoes. And he's in a world of pain. Corbin goes down.
They're very nice torps.
Good move by Syncopa. Storm, are you inside a bathtub at this point? So, Banner, what do you make of this?
Well, I'm looking at the shores in the Belfast playing, I don't know, hide and seek around the island in sea. It's quite funny to watch.
That's like they're playing merry-go-round here.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing the Belfast has to do. Just hold the cap. For now, I mean, the Freddy's trying to push, trying to get something done, but he doesn't really have the health to do very much. And I think he might be able to avoid. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to avoid the torps, but doesn't really want to be badgered by the. Oh, maybe not actually. No, he eats some of the torps. Very nice torps.
And I think Sails take this one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna take A, probably take B soon as well. And they still haven't lost C, so yeah. And they've got the ship's advantage. It's looking like it's over with only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I've got a 2-ship lead now, so I think we've got this in the bag. Well played, Steve. Sam.
Honestly, I can understand what he's. Anyway, I'm sure there were some wise words of wisdom from our fearless tournament leader Stormbird.
Somewhere there
So Sails take this and they move on to the grand final, and they will face Windy's first team, which is called Brought by Windy, in a best of 3.
Also, Syncopa getting MVP in the Tier 6 DD.
pretty impressive, isn't it?
It's pretty good.
You probably have the highest damage in a Tier 6 ship at this point.
Right. In 5 minutes, boys, I will be back. All right, for the grand final with you.
Okay.
All right.
Will he really?
Well, we'll see. The interim, we've got one last final to play, the grand final.
Okay. So let me invite you in. Let me invite in Tom.
We're talking about some of the kind of unorthodox choices made by Sails in terms of ship choice for their BVs, but so far it's paid off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised at the ship choices, but if anyone can pull it off, it would be Sails. Those are some really experienced players who are equally good with battleships, cruisers, BBs, and even CDs. So they know what they're doing. They are what you would call students of the game.
But it's nice seeing different lineups as well.
Absolutely. This is what we're here to watch, right? We want
Exactly.
to watch new tactics. Who wants to watch just like plain old snipey battles?
Exactly. This is a different map again, so Typhoon's Eye. I don't know if you can tell us much about it. I've not seen it played, footage of it in tournaments yet, so what do you think it's going to play out like?
So both teams will try to cap their respective two caps, B and D, and the South team will take A and C. And then it'll be a KG battle somewhere around B, I'm guessing, because that's the natural attacking point for for the team in the South. And for the team in the North, it'll be, they'll try to press towards C.
Do you think they're going to play on caps, or do you think it'll be down to ships, or a bit of both?
I think Exorcist will certainly try to, make his flanking maneuvers, and Fan is a big fan of flanking maneuvers himself. So I think tactics will come into it, but I'm guessing this will be down to one mistake from either of these teams to decide, rather than some massive tactical masterclass by one of these two teams. They're both experienced. They've played with and against each other thousands of times. They know what the other team is capable of doing.
Very insightful.
So Otopi again on one of his famous toilet breaks. He held up the Ruler of the Waves final for 10 minutes because of his famous toilet break. So, I'm guessing. More to say. Okay, I think we're all ready to go, and I don't know if Storm can join us in this round. Hopefully he's sorting out the internet.
Oh, is this 3 matches, yeah?
Yeah, this is best of 3.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, so it's the same lineup. So actually, no, we're seeing Lazas coming in from Windy.
Yep, for a map like this, yeah, the Exhaust is a good choice.
General quarters.
Going for some more speed.
More speed and more rapid reload damage as well. As predicted, Shumfon making a beeline for his flank move, and the famous famous Russian move of putting the two battleships together on one cap and just overpowering anything that comes down their way. Meanwhile, their one DD, the Fushun, is going off on his own. He knows there's a Belfast waiting for him there. Let's see if he wants to take on the Belfast or he just wants to waste some time. So 3v3 situation here at A and B cap. Let's see how Syncopa deals with this challenge.
Looks like neither the Fusion or the Belfasters have yet really committed yet, which is understandable.
I'd be more nervous in a Fusion in this situation than in Belfast. The Belfast has all the tools he needs to fight the Fusion, track him down and bury him. But see. Now Syncopa cutting in, he's going to cut off the Fusion somewhere here and then bully the Fusion along with the Belfast. They're going to make life hell for him.
Do I need to log back in?
Yes, but that's so much better, man. What did you do? Did you move to another country or something?
I just changed some stuff on my phone, my graphics and all of that quickly to drop it down.
It happened. Okay, so we've already started round one. We'll pick you back up in the next one if you want. Now we see Louis taking a lot of punishment from the Shumphon and the two battleships, but sails in control of 3 caps. They're in the ascendancy at the moment.
The Belfast has pushed out Distortion, but meanwhile we see Fan on his typical flanking maneuver, and he's pushed the battleship back. But as long as Louis stays alive, then they've got the caps.
Oh, Syncopa taking some massive damage there from 2 battleships and a cruiser who all picked the right moment to hit him. Now I think Distortion can chase him down and possibly even take him out.
Look at the torps coming into Yuki there.
Mm-hmm. Those torpedoes look good. Distortion pushing out Syncopa and taking B cap to restore the cap parity between the two teams. But there's still a 100-point gap. Like sails have a 100-point lead, so let's see how well that works out. Now, I don't know whether Yuki wants to stay there. If he stays there for much longer, he's going to be a submersible. So he needs to motor on out of there. But the minute he does that, Syncopa will catch him with torps here. That's...
Louis also very low. Oof. He's out. Nice salvos coming in there to finish him off.
Now, Fusion desperately chasing Otopi. That's one advantage of the North Gal. It's partial.
Look at Fan. He's going to eat the torps.
How many will he take? That's the question. Not enough to take him out.
Too many for his liking, but...
Yeah, but Yuki goes down. So this is a nail biter. Like,
Syncopa's going to go for A. So Fan will have to, well, be careful and try and defend him. Meanwhile, Distortion is trying to
goes down. So just a minute left, and There's all to play for. Fan desperately trying to chase down Syncopa, and Syncopa needs to disengage, but does he make the heavy play here and charge into the Shumpon?
Distortion just about starting to reach the North Cal. I don't know if it's enough. If his torps are going to be enough to take him out. Nicely done. Ooh.
Nicely done, and Syncopa goes down as well. That was a nail biter.
That was very close.
All right, Storm. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Sorry for cutting you off, Banner. What were you saying?
No, I was saying it's very close.
Storm, you missed one hell of a first match here.
I can imagine. It did sound like a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest with you, I want to know more about Banana Burger.
What would you like to know?
Yeah, why are you called a banana burger? First off,
I don't know. I just came up with the name a very long time ago, and just used it in game since. But at least it's unique, right? It works.
Yeah. So, are you Banana Burger or Banana Burger?
Banana Burger.
Is this some weird French thing, or is this just a word you made up?
No, I just made it up. But,
Storm, our friend Banner here is from France and from England. He speaks both languages quite fluently.
I can say.
Storm, I think you need to reconnect your internet again, man. Do whatever magic you were doing the last time. I think you're just cursed. Okay, so we have Distortion and Blaze taking up their traditional positions. Especially in this map, I was an observer for Windy when they were practicing this map yesterday. You're about to see something a little unconventional. If I'm right, Shumfon will neglect this cap. He will intentionally not take the cap and instead choose to go around it somewhere here and engage whatever he finds. What he doesn't know is that Exorcist has the same idea. They're going to run into each other and it'll be an interesting fight.
Meanwhile, Distortion is against 3 enemy ships on the other side.
Shumfon putting out a double fire and trying to disengage. I think Windy have realized that Sails have committed everything on sea. So their battleship formation is breaking off and leaving the Shumfon to fight the Belfast all on its own. I don't know if that's such a wise move. Belfast is easily capable of hunting down a Shumfon.
It looks like we're going to have a big battleship brawl around B.
Mm-hmm. Syncopa taking some heavy damage from the secondaries of Blaze. Let's see how he deals with that. And now Louis coming in for some serious punishment as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Yuki has stuck with his Alsace rather than switch over to the Minnesota, which he has favored throughout this tournament. Take a look at Chopin, Fan. He's abandoned A cap as well, and he's not breaking. He has just broken concealment. He's trying to hunt down Syncopa, set a single fire, is pushing Syncopa out of his smoke, and his intention is to kill Syncopa. If he manages in doing, Blaze will take torpedoes.
Big talk there.
Massive damage taken by Blaze. He's about to go down in the next 15 seconds.
Exit capturing A.
And Exorcist has clocked on to the fact that it's the Chiffon is no longer at A, he's capped A, and will push on. Blaze goes down. I'm guessing this match is going to go to sales. It'll be 1-1, unless the Chiffon pulls a rabbit out of his hat.
Distortion, meanwhile, doing a bit of a torp run on the North Cal and getting a couple torps on, but it's not going to be enough.
Can he hunt down the Icarus?
Or brave move by Syncopa.
Oh,
Very brave move.
very brave, and he just about survives. I'm guessing Yuki is feeling like a windshield viper right now. He's being pulled in both directions, so he doesn't know which way to run to. In this particular map, I think Sales have outthought rather than outplayed the opposition.
I believe that Chumpin has a timer fire on it.
Yes, he does.
Alright, here you go. Syncopa with the play. Captain B. He's got no threat near him. Big whack taken by Distortion.
An Exorcist is, again, using that island to shield himself very well. He still has a smoke that he can use. Not that he needs it. He's just going to waste Yuki's time as much as possible and make it as difficult for him to...
Well, South has a 100-point lead with 40 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So
This match is done and dusted.
yeah, Windy has to do something special to win this one.
Fan is re-engaging, but it's not going to be enough.
It's a desperate measure. It won't matter.
It's nuts.
So we go on to the tiebreaker.
He's going to eat the torps as well, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely well played, Syncopa. That was excellent play.
Wonderfully done by Syncopa and by all of Sales, actually.
Yeah,
Not just
massive.
Syncopa. Props to Exorcist for playing that island role so beautifully.
Oh, well done. Look at that. You can look at the damage score. That's impressive.
Wow. I guess you have your tier 6 winner there.
Yeah, for once, it's not the BBs topping the charts. The tier 6 GDs.
which is nice.
Yeah. Now
Nice
imagine what Syncopa would be able to do in a Jutland, or some other tier 9, a Yu Yang, a Chungmu for example.
What's Cody saying? Hourglass. Do you know, a part of me says that if we play tournaments with the 3v3 in the final, what you go into the final with, you're not allowed to change the chips with after the first round. Something to think about.
Yeah. Especially if I were able to understand you, I'd be able to give you an answer about that. So I was speaking to Palasite. He's going to be in the commentator's role next week, and we're going to keep finding new, commentators every week from now on. Something for a change for all the viewers every week.
That would be
What do you
nice.
think of that one?
I like that.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll be on a bit of a break from next week onwards because I'll be traveling throughout the US. So I don't know how the time zones will agree or whether I'll even have internet connection. I plan to go camping in Yellowstone for about 2 weeks. So certainly no internet there.
General quarters.
So we see Yuki switch back to his Minnesota now.
Yeah, in a long range map like this one, this is an interesting choice for a tiebreaker. Hourglass, a base capture map, a big base capture map. I wonder how this one plays out.
Well, what if we see a draw?
If we see a draw, then
It's a 1v1.
No. Do we? Or do we just do a
A rematch?
chain epicenter map after
Yeah,
this one?
If it's a draw, we just rematch them again. So this one doesn't count if it's a draw.
That's a good point. Well, I'm gonna go for that's gonna be my bet because I would like to see that happen. But we'll see if one team can get the upper hand.
Now both DDs doing roughly the same thing, trying to be cheeky, getting into the opposition cap. Syncopa gets a sight of the Shumpon, launches his torpedoes that will pretty much announce his position. So he's going to have to switch flanks.
Yeah, he's done quite well to get away with that because there were two BBs right there eyeing him.
Look at the position of the Exorcist.
Have you seen what that's like?
He's left his team playing a 3 versus 4 situation, doing a very high risk maneuver. Does he engage distortion or will he try to cut in? Distortion has spotted him.
Oh, are they talk for the cop? No, I don't think they're going to work. No, just took a little whack. Over again.
Yeah, meanwhile, Syncopa's fired off some torps, and it looks like the BBs might be able to avoid them. Yeah.
They run out of steam.
So what is this Belfast doing over here?
He wants to get in behind enemy lines. Once these two battleships get in position, then he'll, start firing his guns.
I'm quite a little bit early there, unusual.
Now, Blaze, sensing that, he's reversing to get into a better position. But it's an Atlantico, it'll take about 4 years.
What's going on over here?
Louis going to eat some torps, I think.
Yeah, and then a salvo.
All 6 of them.
Right, what is old Mr. Exorcist doing? He's having a go at Yuki. Lovely dodge.
Yuki is now pushing hard. He has his guns aimed towards the Iowa, so it gives free rein to Exorcist. Exorcist is trying to distract Yuki and make him turn away and help out his teammate Louis. Let's see if Yuki falls for that bait.
Oh, loads of talks out on Louis X. Oh no, he's alright, he's avoided them.
Mm-hmm. More torps incoming. Pushing torps. But I think they'll run out of range.
Yeah, they're out of range. Like, Louis X has to disengage and go quiet. Double fire on the Atlantic coast. Belfast is having a little scrap here.
Syncopa takes some fire now from Yuki and from Distortion. But those torps.
Yuki is going to take some torpedoes. Ooh, that was hard salvo on Syncopa. Yuki can afford to take those torps. Syncopa cannot afford to take that much damage. Now, can Distortion chase him down and finish him off? Distortion. Distortion doesn't have to worry about radar or anything. He just needs to run, use his engine accelerator, whatever, chase down Syncopa and take him out. That's the only shot that Windy have towards winning this. 58 seconds to go and we are tied.
Van needs to disengage, and he has done. He was very close to the BBs and taking fire, but now he's out safe. It looks like it could be a draw unless something happens.
You called it, my friend. You called it.
You always like to see more gameplay, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty late. I'd like to go to bed. But okay.
Or maybe the next one then.
So Storm, what's your next map?
What did we have lined up originally? Let's do an epicenter.
Epicenter. All right.
Let's do an epicenter. There's no way you can do it. So,
If they draw epicenter, we'll just give prizes to everybody.
so draw an epicenter, we'll just pick them both out and we take the prizes ourselves.
Yeah. Even better.
A board draw.
It wasn't a boring draw, it was a tactical draw.
Right. What one are we going for? Epicenter.
Chain.
Chain epicenter.
Yeah, it looks like the players themselves didn't really know what was going to happen. And we were deciding ourselves, trying to figure it out ourselves as we were going along. Well, I did call it.
What? They want a DD versus DD?
Do you want
Really?
to? Do you want a 1v1?
They want a 1v1, we don't want that. I don't want that.
I know they do, but if they all ask you for a 1v1, let me ask Tinkoba because he's the captain of their squad, isn't he?
Oh, no. That is a joke. Come on, let's go on with this. Yeah, Storm, I think you better pop off to Q channel and make
Yeah.
sure we're doing a chain epicenter.
Figure it out.
In a minute.
So this is an unprecedented situation in, I think, 2 years of this tournament on North America and Europe. This is the first time a situation like this has happened. So
I mean,
we've never
that's-
legislated for something like this.
I mean, I've not really been, seen any of them, but just going into that last game, I could already tell that based off the map and based off the ships, there was a possibility that it could be a tie. So
Based on the maps, based off the players who are like all really, really good players, they don't really make the mistakes that define, such matches.
and also because it is a base capture, I think you do know somewhere at some point, and certainly towards the end of the game, that if you're low, you just try and get away, you just try and survive, because you know that it's better to draw it than to lose it, right? Whereas if it was if you were losing on points, you have to try something.
Okay, so this gives me enough time to go grab a beer. You know how I am about my beers.
Yeah, of course. Always nice having a drink.
Yeah. And I just got a stock of, German wheat beers today as a farewell present. So I have to finish all these, obviously.
Cool.
So, are you on for skirmish tomorrow?
I will be, yes. Well, I don't know what tier it is yet. I am. Well, let's do some predictions for skirmish. I'm guessing. I'm gonna go for. I think we're due for tier 9, but they never choose tier 9. I'm gonna go tier 8. I'm gonna guess tier 8.
I'm going to go with tier 9. We haven't had a tier 9 skirmish in quite some time, so I'm going to go with that.
Part of me thinks that too, and we definitely are due for one. But I don't know. I just feel that I don't know. I gambled too much, or hoping too much. It was tier 9 last time, and it wasn't. So this time I'm going tier 8.
Yeah, but last time you were trying to grind a Seattle. Now you don't have any skin in the game.
Although I'd probably still play the Seattle, to be honest.
1v1 boys. Like they're running out of time.
Who?
Both teams.
Yeah, so
Have an invite.
they want a 1v1.
Yeah, so it's a 1v1, whatever tier they choose.
Okay.
Can I
1v1 and DDs or any ship.
DD?
Alright. Okay.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be Stinky versus Distortion. Distortion is like up there with flat.
What tier? T6?
Whatever tier they want. If they want to go tier, can you invite me? Whatever tier they want. Tier 7, 8 or 9 or 6. Whatever one.
Okay.
Map is we.
So it's going to be Distortion versus Syncopa, or
I guess it's most probably going to be some Syncopa. I invite OT. And it's going to be Arena.
Arena? Okay. Let me set up the map.
Yeah, let me just go and double check they're coming back.
Alright, so 1v1.
Yeah. That's one way to decide your destiny. A penalty shootout.
Yeah, I would not want to be either of those players right now, but thankfully I'm not, so I can just watch.
Yeah, but the English are shit at penalties anyway.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's when you claim French heritage.
Well, I mean, I am French, so we did lose on penalties in the final of the World Cup, but you know, we beat English in penalties, so I guess we're somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. Didn't the English recently win a penalty shootout?
I think they did it some tournament, but not like final. I don't think.
No, not in the final, but I think they beat Spain or something. Right?
Oh, I don't remember.
You're young. You're supposed to remember these things. I'm old.
I don't remember. Okay. Now, do you think they'll all be in their own voice channels, kind of cheering on their guys?
Cheering them on or making them nervous? One of the two.
The thing is, we have the luxury of watching it. I don't know if they will necessarily be able to see it. No.
So Syncopa generally streams his games for his voice channel. I don't know if Distortion will be streaming his. What? Taking a Krasny grin?
That would be an interesting matchup. Now, if they
Jutland
go
versus
same,
Jutland.
now, do you think it would be? Do you think they take the same ship, or do you think they'd go different ships?
Distortion wants to take a Friesen. That's just been disallowed. Yeah, because otherwise it would just be two smokes, spamming shells at each other. That's not fun.
I mean, it would be funny, but it wouldn't necessarily be the greatest of finals, I guess.
Ooh. Distortion picks a Z46. Autop will come back with either Z46 or that Soviet TD.
So we see a Jutland for now. Oh no, Z46.
Z46 versus Z46. All right, let's go. This is for the final. Just a reminder, guys, press the like button, comment with your ID and your server for a chance to win 1,000 gold. All right.
Grand final decider, 1v1.
these are two excellent DD players. Let's see how this one. O2P taking the cap early on, and once in a 1v1 match, once you have control of the cap, it's pretty difficult to lose it. So I think he's going to try and disengage as much as possible while still retaining control of the cap.
Both being quite careful. They know what's on the line.
And they have 6 minutes. Maybe we should cut down the timer to 5.
Imagine they'll be running the same equipment, so the same concealment and everything.
The same concealment, the same equipment, high tier captains. This is for all the marbles, so I'm guessing whatever they can afford, they have everything on this ship.
Oh, Distortion has spotted. He's opened up.
Torps going out from O2P. Let's see if we can find any.
Both players going to smoke.
Yeah, but both these ships have sonar, so that's not really a big deal. But O2P, it looks to be in trouble.
Yeah. And he's lost his brother as well.
Yeah, he goes down. And Windy take this by the narrowest of margins.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That was a good final.
Yes, that was a good final. Wonderfully done. So, congrats to both teams. And thank you, Stormbird, for running this tournament. And thank you, Banner, for helping me with the commentary tonight.
Thank you.
All right, boys and girls. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. DSP signing off. I don't know for how long. I will be on next month, once or twice, but certainly not on all match days. Anyway, see you guys later. And goodbye.